So the location where the previous Emerald Magistrate was killed is outside of the Little Gate, which takes you through to a small dock that you use to catch a boat over to the licensed district, also known as Teardrop Island. So you are certainly able to head over there to investigate the next day. Hitomi is feeling much better. Her wounds are healed thanks to Ichika.
No, she's not going to come to the investigation. Actually, has you hired a tutor for her?
That position will take a little bit longer to fill. She does have some servants, like cleaning servants and stuff that could watch her.
Okay, well, no,
babysitter for now at least.
We can make sure she doesn't leave the compound.
Yeah, I know. I just want to be.
Well, we can still get one. It's just not.
No, I know. I just mean I don't want her to be just sitting there with nothing to do. But I can't exactly be help them clean, considering the dynamic.
Take her to the governor. Be like, you watch my kid for me.
Does she like horses?
Sure.
Okay.
You gotta pick this guy up anyway.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go get him, and I'm gonna go drop. I'm gonna go see if the governor will.
Because I want to see the governor.
Okay, cool.
Because I want to make sure she's okay from the last night.
Oh, dude, you lesbian?
No, but I told her I'd see her again, and I was clearly concerned for her. So
there was some genuine disappointment there.
Yeah, it would have been a cool dynamic because
I'm not.
Taku Ichika, can I get a etiquette and awareness roll from you?
Okay.
Not just him. Or her.
Etiquette. I know I have it.
it's right on it's in your skills. It should be.
So after one
I'm
night,
not seeing
we
it,
get
though.
the void point back, right?
Yes. You.
Okay, so
But I know I took it because I was.
Is it not in your skills?
Yeah. Hold on a second. Yeah, I don't have it.
That's okay. Just roll your awareness. The only difference is that you'll keep all of these dice, but tens don't explode. They still count as 10, but you don't roll again.
Okay. Alright. Okay, so.
I'm looking for
13.
15. Okay, I was looking for 15, so it's okay. I was just gonna see if you noticed a thing, but you don't. Okay, so you make it to the governor's mansion, and you are greeted and welcomed inside.
Mm-hmm.
And the governor and Joko are there, and so is Asako Kaku.
I also want to apologize to Jocko for kind of exploding at him the other night. It's just my daughter. I was kind of worried about it,
He says, "I completely understand. That was."
I figured he would, but I wanted to make it clear.
Your honor was not impugned. Don't.
Okay, that's what I was worried about. Thanks.
Are you present as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to ask the governor if everything was okay once we left.
There was no more incident. The festivities wound down, and we didn't continue with the party after that.
Specters.
No.
Is he in the immediate vicinity, or is he still
Mm.
off somewhere passed out?
Oh no, I'm standing right next to Joko and the governor when you arrived.
Okay.
You would have been given a bath and everything.
Yeah.
You would have been treated very, very, very well. You're high profile guests.
Yeah, this is still a governor. Too, so I didn't go.
See, this is what I hate. Okay, I've played I haven't played a lot of RPGs, but every one I've played, I've started as dirt. You play your first one, you get to be fucking king shit at Turd Island.
We worked our way here.
Also
started from the bottom.
specifically, as previously mentioned, the Scorpion are really good at hospitality. Everything they got is super schwanky.
Fucking garbage.
You were given fantastic food.
Woot woot.
You had rice because they haven't hired a cook yet.
That's all right. That's all I need. I'm very ascetic.
Oh yeah.
My character's very ascetic.
Plus a crab would be I am fed.
Yes, that's true. I'm not a super hard crab. I can be crab real quick though. That's an alternate persona.
I just want nourishment, whatever is good.
I love how when you came
We
in,
both know
you didn't come to me to see if anything else had happened. You went to the governor, so I didn't really have to answer anything.
No. And then I'm gonna, of course, pop the question: do you have anyone here? Or would you mind watching Hitomi while we go investigate? I just don't want her at home with the servants while she doesn't have anyone dedicated to her, and I don't want her to be involved in that.
The governor lights right up and
that's great.
is absolutely thrilled at this prospect, and says that yes, no, she can stay here. You know, she'll
Okay,
she'll
so
take care of her.
I give Hitomi a hug and kind of like usher her towards.
I want to kneel down to Hitomi and remind her that she is in the presence of the governor, and that I know she's a good girl, and that she should treat her with respect.
I don't feel it's out of place.
I'm just
no, 'cause you weren't-
sincerely.
Hitomi like gives you a little bow. It's it's she's still practicing.
And then I go,
Yeah.
okay, now go on, Stan.
She runs over to the governor and gives her a little hug.
And I
So
walk.
dad RPG.
That's what's gonna be that RPG. All right.
I walk forward and I stand in Hitomi's place.
I don't hug you.
Damn it.
I kneel down.
Unfulfilled.
Yeah.
All right. So do you head off to the scene of the
Yeah,
crime?
if you'll excuse us, we have very much work to do, so I say we head off. Now, I requested a servant to direct us where to go. I don't know if he would have came out with us to the governor's place first.
Well,
We should.
pretty much. So here's the thing about servants is, especially if you want to be like taken to a place, you just point at a peasant on the street and be like, "You take me here,"
Oh, okay.
and they will do it
All right.
because they don't want to die.
Wait, okay. If I told a peasant like, "Hey, I need you to escort me," and they said no, do they die?
You have the
So
right to do it, but
So the thing is, they might be like, well, I am under the orders of this samurai, and then you gotta take into account whether
okay.
or not that's worth fucking with.
Yeah, because then it would be
basically,
extremely
you have the right to
disrespectful
doesn't mean
take
that
the
it's a
servant.
good idea to.
So like, say,
Yeah.
You have the right to kill anyone, any lowly.
so
I
here's
can't
the
go on
thing:
soft heart.
you run into a samurai in the street who says, "Oh, I'm on an errand for this, lesser noble or whatever." You can be like, "No, I'm an Emerald Magistrate. You do my thing," and he'll probably be like, "Okay, I'll do your thing," but he's probably gonna die later, just not at your hand.
It's so shitty.
I love this game. I mean, like, I'm soft-hearted. I can't really abuse, just be like, all right, and kill people. But I mean, I like
So-
that the threats there.
So the thing is,
Okay.
if you kill a peasant without justification, peasants have a place in the
Yeah, of
celestial
course.
order.
Yeah, no, I know
And
they're not just dirt. I
No,
know.
there are consequences for killing them. Namely, that if you do it without just cause, you are expected to pay the amount of wealth that peasant would have produced for the rest of its life, which is generally a lot. And even samurai would be like, maybe not. Now, that's not to say it doesn't happen, and that excuses aren't fabricated on the spot to be like, oh, he insulted my honor.
Yeah, I like that. That's like the go-to for literally anything. Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: even if people believe you, if you keep killing peasants, you'll get a reputation.
Yeah, of course. I know. I get it. I know how a reputation works.
I want to look for a child because I feel like childs wouldn't be working right now, and I don't want to interrupt workflow. So I want to look for a child to take us there. A child leather worker.
Okay.
Just I don't want to interrupt work.
Could the child
So,
end up
so
being like,
samurai generally do not speak directly to other workers. They tell peasants to tell other workers things.
So,
Okay, so who am I?
well,
who
then
do I have to ask?
I'm still talking to a leather worker though.
It's dumb, but it's just because
Okay.
they don't want to be.
In that case,
unclean.
I just want to, as soon as we leave, I just want to find the first leather worker and be like, find someone to take me to, I forget what, Littlegate? Is that?
Little
everyone's
gate?
so pompous. Like, you tell that person to tell that
Yes.
person that I want this to be
Find
done.
me,
Yeah.
find someone to take me to the Littlegate immediately, and then I'm just gonna wait. I'm not even gonna look at him.
Okay,
Just give me a person.
they will lead you there themselves
Right.
because they're terrified. So it's not terribly hard to find your way there. Now, passage to the Little Gate is specifically designed to obscure travelers along this path because it is the path towards the red light district.
Okay.
So the idea is to be able to conserve people's honor and hide the fact that they might have traveled there, which is part of the reason why there were no witnesses to it. It was done in a place.
So even if there were witnesses, there weren't any witnesses. so to speak.
Well, it's quite possibly. I mean, who knows? As far as you know, there are no witnesses.
Okay, so you said there was a dock.
Yeah, well, on the
Right
other
across.
side of the gate from where this happened,
Okay.
like
Would
this
there be
was
someone working there?
through the gate and a little while away. Yes, there would have been somebody.
Okay, I
working
want
there.
to question that guy, or whoever it is.
Sure.
I wanna do.
You can go out and I mean, this is the morning, so there's probably somebody there, just making sure like the boats don't float away or something, but nobody's traveling to the license quarter in the morning. Yeah, so there's like probably an old man just fishing.
I gotta say that I like you taking on a more aggressive character. It's nice to see the dynamic shift in Keegan.
Yeah, I'm angry. Keaton.
The trick is he's playing a woman.
I know.
Yeah,
If you want to do something, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Um,
Do what you want, man.
do we know, like, was the carriage burned to complete ash, or was there any remnants left?
There were definitely remnants left. It was inspected. Now, as you may recall, there was a theory that it had been coated with some sort of accelerant. That all would have been burned away, and it was burned quite badly. Specifically, it was mentioned that Eyebrows, one of the leather workers, had inspected it.
Okay.
Is his eyebrows around?
Yeah, can we
Well,
go
he's
find
not
him?
physically here right now, but he's still in the city.
Okay.
Yeah, we can definitely go talk to him.
Go. You wanted to question somebody. Ask them if they
Yeah.
know where the
You
eyebrows
could probably tell that person that led you here, like, go get Eyebrows and tell them they come here.
are. Okay. Eyebrows. Go or person. Go get
Sure.
eyebrows.
Okay, this
They-
little gate doesn't have.
They know
any,
exactly what you mean, and they run off.
The little gate doesn't have anybody. Like,
Eyebrows like important.
Well, when a magistrate asks for Eyebrows, they know what that means, apparently.
Right.
If you look up Eyebrows in there, he worked for the previous magistrate.
Okay. Okay. That makes a little more sense.
The little gate doesn't have anybody manning it at all, right? It's just a gate. There's nobody there.
Yeah, there's no guards there. No.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. There's technically a door there. It's just not normally even closed.
Oh,
It can be closed in case like the city is attacked or something like that, but
okay.
it's open all night normally.
Yeah. Okay. So I want the dock worker to come over to me because I want to question that person.
Okay. He'd be a peasant, and he would, slowly get up with his creaky old bones and put his fishing rod away and follow you up.
Right. I want to ask him if he saw anything suspicious going on the night of the murder of the magistrate.
He doesn't normally work nights.
Who does?
He gives you a name.
Okay. Can you take me to him?
I mean, they'll be here tonight. Probably sleeping right now.
All
I
right.
suppose he can take you to their house.
Yep.
It's not fit for a samurai, though.
Where we're going?
It's like,
This is wee shit.
Well, I'm going.
Yeah, I'm not going.
he sort of dusts himself off and starts walking at a like very slow pace.
All right.
Okay. All right. I'm going over to you guys. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not going with that. I does he have? It's like that was a fisherman, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Does
Well,
he-
I mean, he was fishing.
okay. Did he have like a little bucket of fish or something?
No, he had not caught anything.
He had not caught anything. Oh,
But wasn't
He was
that-
fishing more for enjoyment than for fishing.
oh okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't that fisherman the guy that Yasuki asked to go and get eyebrows?
No,
No,
this is
that
the
was
guy
the
that
person
brought
who
us.
brought us here.
Okay, all right.
It was a leather worker.
Peasants are all the same, Nick. Doesn't matter. There's only what they're doing. They're all the same
But
person.
there's also how many are present. I thought we just got rid of the first one.
There's always going to be one person.
Well,
We'll find
so-
him.
You had said specifically beforehand that like you just don't tell us.
Yeah, I just will not tell you if they're present unless
they
you
don't matter.
ask.
Okay.
Because as samurai, you just don't notice them. They're not significant. Now, peasants sometimes I will.
Okay.
Leatherworkers specifically, they are basically constantly around you because they're everywhere cleaning toilets and stuff. But you are trained not to see them.
Okay. Okay. Well,
And to be fair, they will do things like they don't walk down main streets. They take like little alleys and stuff. They try not to be in the samurai's way.
okay. And when the carriage was inspected, was there any report of it seeming like there were any arrows used?
Nope.
No.
No, you
okay.
read the report. It said that it was like it was burned. It was
And
probably using accelerant.
small blades
Yeah.
used on the body.
And
but-
blunt objects is what
Okay.
it is blunt.
Jeez, if they just used arrows, that'd be fucking overkill.
Well,
They're
you know,
already,
even
like,
if it was
they're-
just-
they burned the thing. They're already stabbing the shit out of
say,
it. Then they got like a
even if
couple guys in the back.
Even if they just used like arrows to light the carriage on fire, I was going to say look around for any perch points that you could go and investigate.
Oh, see, that makes more sense. I mean,
You know,
Probably
see
not.
where you might.
Anyway,
might
did you
know.
guys do anything?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
we're debating. We're debating right now.
All right,
Um,
so
No, wait, we didn't go. Never mind.
all right, so eyebrows will show up
Yeah, that's what I was
before he
waiting
gets to his location.
for. Yeah. Okay.
He will ask for permission to speak.
Of course.
He is a
Yeah.
leather worker.
Of course.
And he will say that he worked, for the previous magistrate, doing essentially like crime scene investigation stuff, like because samurai are not supposed to touch dead bodies.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's super dishonorable.
Yep. So he asks what he can do for you.
1 second. Okay. Never mind. Whatever. I'll find it after.
Is the peasant stuff for at the end,
It's like
other direction.
Am I even at peasants yet? Nope. Merchants. Nope. Sorry.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, it's right there. Oh, okay. It's eyebrows because his eyebrows. Got it.
So he examined dead bodies for the previous magistrate. That was his main deal.
That was his main thing. Okay.
From details in the dossier that he's also a surgeon and herbalist for the leatherworkers, and is the de facto leader of their firefighting force there.
Which firefighting force is he leading now?
Well, it's not one of the named ones. It's just
Okay, it's not one of the named ones.
The
Got it.
ones that deal with the Edda quarter. Sorry, the leatherworker quarter.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you, Doug.
I know.
Jesus.
Terrible.
Disrespect.
Which gives them, some status. in
Yeah.
that community.
Okay. So,
First question we gotta ask him is whether or not he saw anyone leaving the scene when he arrived.
No, it had already been come across.
I think he was sent to investigate, like after it was established.
Okay,
Guards
okay.
would have arrived there first, and then he was called by Yogo Osako to come assist.
Okay.
Because he didn't just work for the Emerald Magistrate, he also works for local magistrates if they need him.
In the report, it mentioned that he thought there might have been like black magic about or something like that. I think. Is it something about black magic?
So it refers to his ability to get information from dead bodies as seeming like black magic in his entry here.
Okay.
It's not literal magic though. That's just somebody being like, "Oh, forensics is impressive."
Okay. I just want to say, like, because I remember there being black magic mentioned. Like, what is this black magic shit you're involved in?
He doesn't.
A
He,
skill he
I
calls
didn't figure.
dead reading.
I want to ask him like how no, because he was an herbalist and a surgeon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd be kind of foolish to ask him where his knowledge of dead bodies came from. That.
yeah.
I do
Leather
not have
workers
any-
are the ones who deal with deal with
Yeah.
funerary rites and dead bodies and stuff. Yeah. So
I-
they have more knowledge of that than anyone else.
I was not prepared. I do not have any questions for this person. I was
Yeah,
not
we
prepared
just.
for
I feel
this.
like we just
How
told him
about-
to come here with nothing in mind.
Give us a description of what the body, like anything different on the body that is irregular.
Yeah, I'll just give me the from what you can remember.
All right.
From what you can remember, give me a report, the best you can, of like the one that you gave.
All right.
Whoever you reported to.
So I'm not going to retrace all the details, but he says that at the time, the magistrate was alone with one of his bodyguards. He had two Ronin who worked for him, and one of them was present and that was true word who was killed. However, that was accomplished. He was, disabled with the whatever
The
was thrown in his
vinegar or
face that
whatever.
he believes is vinegar. But he doesn't know 100% that it was vinegar, but that's what he thinks it was. And killed before he had a chance to draw his blade, which means it happened very quickly.
So the Ronin was his bodyguard.
Yes.
Okay.
One thing. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Ashitaka Noritoki had hired two local Ronin as his bodyguards, True Word and one other, but the other wasn't present here at the time.
Where was the other Rowan? I say to him.
He believes he was at the Emerald Magistrate residence when that happened.
Okay, what was the other Ronin's name?
Ample.
Ample?
Yes, he is.
Okay. Does he happen to know what became of Ample, or where he might have gone, or what he's doing now?
He did not
Just
know
by
him
chance.
personally
I
very
didn't-
well,
yeah,
but he does
it's a
know
shot in the
that
dark.
he believes he's still in the city.
Okay.
You could probably find him if you like, but
So
Yeah.
Does Eyebrows know the previous magistrate? Not well, but
He worked for him.
He
was an
worked
employee
for
under
him
Yeah.
as much as a leather worker and a samurai could associate, which is almost none
should
of them.
ask him if there was any enemies that were obvious to the magistrate.
Such things are beyond me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't hurt to ask.
It was like all I did was when he told me there was a body that he wanted to know how it died. I would give him what information I could. That is all.
Okay. Do you have anything else you want to ask him next specifically?
Well, no. After finding out that the second Ronin wasn't present, and we assume he was back at the residence, my question was answered.
Okay. Well, I'll just thank you for coming swiftly and be on your way.
And he leaves. All right, Ichika, you are taken to a small peasant hovel.
Yeah.
And a young man is dragged out of bed and presented before you. And somewhat bleary-eyed, he gets slapped a few times by his grandfather and then told that the samurai has very important things to ask you.
Alright, cool. Just one plain simple. I'll ask him, did you see anything suspicious the night of the murder of the magistrate?
He did not. He was out on a boat when it occurred, and only discovered he came across it after guards were there.
Is there anyone else who would have been nearby that you can think of that might have seen anything?
Not really. People generally try specifically not to observe that particular passage
Hey.
for discretion.
That's all I want to know.
He can only tell you that there was he was traveling to Teardrop Island to pick up a guest, and that there was no one else. There was nobody waiting on the dock on the side where he was killed when he had left to go back to the island.
Okay. Alright. Any suspicious people going to Teardrop Island? I know that's probably guaranteed there was, but
It's like, wow, he tries not to remember the details of those who visit. They have other things on their mind.
anyone who looks, I guess all I'm asking is anyone who looked peculiar, I guess.
Well, it is a common practice to obscure one's face when they visit the island. Specifically, the large wicker basket hats are commonplace.
They're basket hats
Alright,
or
very
whatever.
well. Be on your way. I want to meet up with
He
you guys.
just sort of looks left and right because he's at his house.
Yeah, you can go back to his bed, whatever. Anyways, I'm going back to meet them then.
Okay. All right, so you meet up again.
Okay.
Any leads with eyebrows, gang?
Yeah, we heard of
A Ronin named Ample.
who was also under the employ of the last magistrate, but was not present during the attack.
So who do we know who could find out where Ample is?
Probably the fucking governor.
Yeah, I'm doing that too. Alright, well, we can always go back to the governor, see what she knows about it.
Yes, I say we follow the lead of Ample.
That's really the only lead we have right now, so. Yeah. Governor's place?
And what we read in here can become it's our character's knowledge of.
Yeah,
Essentially,
that-
book
because
is
this-
something we have
that-
in the game.
Yeah,
as well.
that
Okay.
that book was presented to your character.
Okay, so we can either go and try and find Ample or look for the gambler lean meat.
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay, but since your character's actually looking there, what does lean meat have to do with Ample?
Because Ample is in lean meat's employ. So I feel that going to see lean meat would probably serve with better results than going to see the governor
Alright, that's
as to
perfect.
where to find a
I
Ronin.
think that you should go do that because you are fucking disreputable
and have lore in the underworld. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And
All right.
Also, I've been to a lowly place enough that I don't want to go anywhere lowly again.
and I want to see my daughter.
Yeah, that's understandable. So you two are going to see the governor. I'm
It's
going
not making
to
it
go-
difficult on you anymore if we split up, is it?
Nope.
No, I didn't think so, but I just want to make sure so we don't keep
fact,
doing it if
in,
it does.
In this type of campaign, I highly recommend.
Yeah, splitting
If
up.
you don't expect combat, feel free to split up.
Yeah,
It's fine.
that's okay.
Yep.
All right. So you two head to see the governor. I'll head to see.
Yeah, I
Lean meat the
don't have
gambler.
anywhere else I need
Okay.
to go, so go ahead.
As we we'll go back. We'll kind of talk a little bit. We'll bond a little
I
bit,
feel.
build some rapport.
Your daughter's a very, very, very nice girl.
Thank you.
Uh,
I raised her well.
So you can ask a local peasant where lean meat is, and they will direct you to the docks on the far side of the bay,
Okay.
which is the peasant district. It's lower
Looking at
income
lean meat,
space.
I really like the cut of this guy's jib.
Is he a lowly guy, I imagine?
He is a peasant, but he
Like a
is
noble.
somewhat rapscallion. He is like a gambler.
Oh, that's why I couldn't find eyebrows. I was looking for the page number as opposed to his
Character number?
yeah, or whatever you want to call it, identification number, so to speak.
All right. So he is running a game in a little warehouse. When you approach, they sort of pack up and run off. He remains there though,
Okay.
because a magistrate is walking in, so they're like, "Oh, shit."
One thing I do want to do, from what I have read about lean meat or akami, I make it a point to make sure that I cannot be cornered because
Okay.
I want to be able to run because this man will pull some scummy shit if I
Stand
let him.
towards the door.
There are definitely goons around.
Okay. And I am not in any way, shape, or form prepared for combat. So
Why are you hungover?
no, I mean I'm just that shit at combat.
Well, even,
Yeah,
you
he
can
does
always
not
go-
have any combat skills.
That's amazing.
I have no combat skills. I am proficient in deception.
Wow, an asshole who can't
Deception
walk
and
the walk.
investigation.
Asshole who can't back his shit up.
Yeah,
I
this-
love
this is
it.
gonna be great.
This is great. What an amazing character. I love
Yeah,
it.
so shit's about
If you don't expect combat, yeah, split up.
But anyways, so first thing I ask him is if he knows of a Ronin named Ample and where one would find him.
He says that Ample used to work for him a long time ago. Specifically, that entry you read for Ample is from the magistrate before the last one. So he says that he will tell you though that he knows that Ample had worked for the Emerald Magistrate after he worked for him, and took his death really hard, and has been having a really hard time since then. He can tell you where he lives, but he's like, just be prepared if you go there.
I'll take the information as to where he lives, but I may avoid going there by myself. I will wait for Rio and Itachi to be with me.
Taki,
So-
thank you very much.
Yeah, Ichika.
Ichika, I'm
No
sorry.
personal name,
I'm
thank you.
sorry.
Taki?
Don't
Okay.
fucking bring up Naruto again. I'll break you.
What?
So specifically, he will give you the impression not that Ample might be dangerous to you, but that there's some chance that if you go to Ample's house, you might find him dead.
Okay. Okay, so
Is
maybe
he-
I
is
will.
he, like,
Maybe I
depressed?
will
Is that
go.
what you're
He's been
insinuating?
he's been drinking really heavily, and
Okay.
he's been super depressed.
And I also read, and it's apparently older, but I also read that he can listen to reason, and I just need to avoid making him angry. But I'm also insensitive, so
Yeah,
this isn't-
you're not you're not a talker.
No, I'm not.
That's where I come in.
I'm not gonna go see Ample. I'm just gonna be like, all right,
Yeah.
he may be dead.
So do you want to just meet back up with
yeah,
us?
so
Is that
we'll
what
meet back
okay.
up with you. I'll share the information I've gathered, and we'll go see Ample together.
It's basically a slum in the like a little row house over in the peasant district.
Okay, so should we just assume that the governor would have essentially told us the same?
Actually, the governor is I vaguely remember him working for the magistrate. I have no idea where he is now.
Okay, well then
Can,
yeah.
I,
So we
can I
just,
ask the governor if she knew any enemies of the magistrate that were obvious?
I
that was a
mean,
poorly worded question.
any criminal that would have been under the investigation of the magistrate, but I wasn't privy to his cases before he was killed.
I feel anybody.
Does she
that
have
kind of
like?
position
Would she
like,
have
So-
any of his old
have a
documents?
lot
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking like anybody who's like definitely like I have a vendetta against this guy.
So the other cases that you were given, Fade and
Wind.
not the
The
wind,
ninja?
but the ninja, both
The what?
predate both predate the death of Ashitaka Narutoki.
Wow. Jesus.
So either of those maybe,
Okay.
but she has no reason to believe specifically that either one of those is the cause.
Okay.
I thank you for your hospitality as always.
I give
course.
a tone or yeah, Tony. I give her like a little hair tussle.
She seems to be having a really good time.
Okay. Well, good.
She has been given more toys than she is capable of holding.
That is yeah.
Maybe.
I just like to see like pretend that she's like holding like a big armful, like they're dropping it of her arm as she walks.
maybe
precisely.
For the
She's-
sake of,
Quickly being spoiled.
maybe for the sake of hit. Oh wait, no. Never mind. I'm insensitive. I don't care. Bring your daughter to the slums. I don't give a shit.
I'm not gonna do
No,
that.
still
She's good here. She's fine. She's checking up on her.
All right, do you head over to Ample's hovel?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I want to do anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so
I want to take the lead on this one.
can I get a investigation perception from anyone so inclined?
I can do
I
something.
can do it. I don't have a very good one. But,
I think I have the best, don't I? I'm not sure.
All right,
we all roll, or do you?
you
Investigation
can all roll.
What was
You
investigation and what role?
perception, and you were looking
I
for
got a sixth die. Thank you.
you were looking for a 15. The raises could potentially get you more information.
Up to where he is, or what? Do you,
You don't know quite yet, but you're just going to get some information based off what you see when you get there, or what you sense when you get there.
17.
Okay, you already have 15, so
So-
it doesn't matter.
It's a 10, so you can roll another die and then add it to it, right? So 20.
That's what I'm talking about.
So no one did any raising, but he
One
get,
and one.
okay.
I have like 15 on dot, so.
Okay, so everyone hears a like whimpering sound when you get there,
Okay.
like someone's in pain.
Okay. I want to be the one to. I'm just going to walk in.
Okay.
Not
So-
the door's not locked or anything like that.
Paper doors, but generally,
Paper doors.
generally only samurai can afford locks, and
Oh. Okay.
a Ronin is a samurai, but this is not a samurai household.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you just flip the door open. It is.
Oh, paper doors. Okay, I know
yeah,
what you mean.
it is in very, very poor condition.
Disarray.
There's like a terrible smell from inside. There are what's it, sochu, like the like hard liquor bottles all around, and you can see a very large man in the corner, sort of crumpled up, sleeping, and he is like making like whimpering sounds in his sleep and shuddering like he's in pain.
Okay.
And there is a small dog that is like watching him sleep that seems very concerned about him.
Okay. I'm gonna.
What
And
kind of dog is it?
It's one of those little Shiba Inu pups, and it is concerned when you like that you're approaching, and it is standing between you and Apple,
okay.
and growling a little bit.
He's like a little aggressive with it.
Not aggressive, but
Like on
because
guard kind of thing.
yeah, he's terrified of you.
I'm
but
gonna like cautiously like do the whole like sniff my hand sort of thing and just kind of try and at least show that I have no ill intent.
all right. Give
with the
me
dog.
just an awareness roll.
Just an awareness roll. Okay.
I knew the hardest thing I've ever had to do is not try. I'm not gonna give a shit with this dog.
Just keep all that.
Yeah, because you're just rolling awareness.
Okay.
So.
So 17.
So 17? Yeah, okay. So the dog responds well enough to you and allows you to approach.
Okay. So I'm gonna try and wake who I assume to be Ample up.
He matches the description you have in your
Okay.
dossier.
So like I'm not gonna like violently shake him, but just kind of like
It's a little nuts.
get like tap him and get like slowly a bit more aggressive with it until he like it starts to rouse a little bit.
Yeah. So he slowly wakes up, stops whimpering, and like rubs his face profusely. You can tell that he's
On a
not-
bender.
Yeah, he's on a bender. He's not at a great night. He's not feeling too good, and he asks what it is you want.
Okay, so I introduce myself. Like
What do you say?
I'm Yasuki Ryo. I'm one of the new Emerald Magistrates, and I'm trying to.
You say that he like goes like white.
Yeah. Okay. I finished explaining. Like I'm here to investigate the last magistrate's murder, and I was given your name.
Being the insensitive asshole that I am, my immediate first question is whether or not he had anything to do with the accelerant that was on the magistrate's carriage. This isn't going to go well, but
Actually, he just starts weeping, like openly, like bawling like a little baby.
Okay, I want to get a little boisterous with him and say, like, you're a samurai. Where's your honor?
he's not though.
Okay.
No, he is. He's just a Ronin.
Okay.
Ronin essentially means like
Dishonored
exiled from your
samurai.
clan. Yeah, like exiled.
The
from your
magistrate would not want you weeping around right now.
clan.
That's what I'm gonna say.
What are the rules
Cool.
on doing
Good one.
things to player characters in this?
What is it that you want to do?
I want to smack him upside the head.
Who,
A
me
sa-
or him?
I mean,
A sakukaku.
is it your intention to do damage?
No, but just as like a smarten up.
Do you have any problem with him just lightly slapping your character?
Lightly slapping? No.
Yeah.
Enough
But
is
he's
like
also a crab, but it could
So
like.
watch
and I
yourself
have
kind of
no,
thing.
I have no.
I'm well toned, but I'm not like
So-
I'm not Beefmaster 3000.
So descriptively, if he doesn't want us up, you would like it
Okay,
just happens.
so I
It's
just
fine.
kind of like I just give you like a back like just sort of like a smarten up. It's not
Or
like
your
a
manners.
yeah. It's just like
Yeah.
It's like
So
if it told me slap.
because Keegan said that the previous Emerald Magistrate, would want him to buckle up, he does like takes a
he
moment
responds to that.
and like
Yeah.
sets himself up and says says that he had nothing to do with his death, and that he's deeply ashamed that happened while he was distracted elsewhere.
Is there any water in his house?
No, but like if you go out the back door, there'd be like a little spring or something. that we
Okay,
could-
I'm gonna get him like a little like glass of water, like a little bowl of whatever, just to kind of
Sure.
help him collect himself a little bit.
Are there windows?
Yeah, they were like shuttered though; they were closed.
Okay, I open all of them to try and let out the scent.
Sure.
It's not gonna like light.
I
Probably got a
want to
throbbing
I want to
headache.
ask him what he was doing on the night that happened. While he's like as I handed the water, just kind of.
The magistrate had been off to visit some associates of his on the Teardrop Island, and he did not like Ample to accompany him when he made trips to that district because he did not have the proper appearance to assist him there.
Ample didn't have the okay.
Ample is like somewhat crude, big fat guy. He's tough, but he's not somebody that you want with you when you're hobnobbing
Doesn't
with.
look dignified at all.
Yeah, he does not look dignified.
Isn't he going to the place that's like the least dignified?
In a certain sense, but it's
Okay,
like,
I guess it's like he's still trying to keep. You're trying to remain
Listen-
honorable while being dishonorable.
listen, he didn't want to take his ugly friend to Whore Island, okay?
Thank you. Okay, thank you. That was I'm a simple man. I need simple explanations.
So
Okay, I get it now.
Right. So, like, and he would explain that that's not an unusual thing. The magistrate went there fairly often, and that
You went to the red light district fairly often.
yeah.
Well, there's another lead. Is the red light district is it like a run down kind of place, or is it
it's
like
very.
high end?
It's rather.
More high end. Now it varies. There's like that map is not necessarily representative to scale. So there's a lot of different places there. Some of them are nicer than others. The ones along the sort of main central drag are the big houses. The
But
two,
it's not the kind of place you go to find like the dregs of society type thing.
not usually, no.
Okay.
Now if you go to like some of the off streets and stuff, it's going to get like lower scale as you go.
I guess shadier.
Yeah.
Okay, so he didn't want to. Okay, so he didn't want to bring his friend with him. Okay, but that's not what I asked. I asked what he was doing. On the
Oh,
night.
he had been ordered to guard the magistrate's residence.
Magistrate's residence. Okay. Did anything occur while he was guarding it?
No.
It's just a normal night.
No, nothing ever occurred there.
And I don't need to make like an awareness roll to make sure he's telling
You
the
can.
truth.
He can do a sincerity roll if you
Okay,
want.
I want to do a am I rolling a sincerity roll or am I
Well,
rolling?
he would be rolling sincerity. You would be rolling awareness investigation.
Okay, I want to roll a awareness investigation against it because I want to.
Cool. He will roll his awareness plus sincerity.
I believe I do believe him to a degree. I just don't know if I totally believe that he. I don't know if I totally believe that
That's it.
nothing happened per se.
Oh.
Okay, so
You got a 20.
I got a 8. 12. I also got a 20.
Okay. You think he's on the level.
Okay.
One thing I would like to ask him too is
You're actually not sure that he really has the capacity to lie all that well.
I didn't figure, but you never know. Big old fat crybaby.
unless it was the second Ronin who was driving the carriage, who was the one driving the carriage?
It actually was the second Ronin.
Okay.
It was a bodyguard.
It's basically just like a little thing on two wheels. It's like kind of like a rickshaw, if you will.
Oh, okay.
So they were alone.
Where is Ample?
Also, one other question I would like to ask him: if he knew where any common places in the red light district that the magistrate would visit, if he knew of any or heard of any.
He knows the two big names, which are House of Foreign Stories, and I'm trying to recall the name of the other one. Where is it here? House of the Morning Star. House of the Foreign Stories is run by the Unicorn family, and the House of the Morning Star is run by his Scorpion family.
Okay. So, I say that those two places are our next go-tos for leads, and obviously your character.
Oh my
will-
god, that's what Ample looks like? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Would you take him to Whore Island?
No. I don't know if I don't even know if I'd employ him.
Give him a break.
Hey, sometimes you want tough and ugly for your bodyguard. That makes sense.
Go look at him.
I have my book with me.
Alright.
Yeah, he is ugly. Alright, are we done?
poor
with
man.
this guy?
I think we are.
I want to say something to him.
Of course.
Okay.
I'm already gone. I've left the house.
I'm gonna sit down with him and be like, "You're samurai. You have honor. This is not where your life should be intended to be. You're destined for more than this. Get on your feet and finish weeping."
He seems to take that to heart.
I trust when I see you again, you'll be a better man than what I'm seeing right now. And then I get up and leave.
Oh, jeez. Hurt him right on the inside.
But when he leaves, I don't say they'll sample, but I do give him a bow and I leave.
He does bow back. And then he picks up his little dog.
Jesus, though, man, I can't get out. He's got never mind. I don't want to say it. It's just inappropriate.
All right, moving on.
House of the Foreign Stories is the one that was run by the Unicorns, correct?
Yeah.
So, and we spoke of a Gaijin woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
in the dossier, it says that she is the one that runs it.
Yes.
Who does?
Foreign woman.
Okay.
Magda. So the way industry works in Ryoko Owari and other places in the Empire is that typically businesses will have samurai patrons who are kind of responsible for protecting them and get a cut of the profits. Now, some samurai have debased themselves into commerce and take a firm hand in making sure that profits are maximized. However, such shameful activity is to be shunned. Magda is her patron is of the Unicorn.
Right. I say we
This
just
woman is dressed like a pirate.
Arr.
I love me some pirates.
Unicorn are
Wait,
great.
this is a girl, right?
Yes.
She's single?
Yeah.
She's single.
I don't know. She runs a whorehouse.
Ah,
Yeah, I would not
no.
get into it with that kind of a person.
No.
All right.
Don't-
So she runs a entertainment establishment
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
um,
Pardon me.
that may or may not include.
Pleasures of the flesh.
Yeah. You know for sure from information you've received that the thing that the House of Foreign Stories is known for is its stories.
What?
I know, right?
Stories.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Magna specifically is a storyteller of some renown.
No. Oh, so we're going there, right? And,
So like we've arrived now.
I say.
I mean,
I want Nick to take the lead on this
I
one.
mean, it's probably about like midday at this point. Are
Oh,
you gonna
yeah.
make the trip over to Whore Island in the middle of the day?
I would not like to
No.
because. you
Oh
know-
wait. Oh, this is okay. No.
I'm
already
probably
Scott-
pretty-
Yeah, let's just call it Whore
Yeah.
Island. Let's just call it what it is. It's Whore Island. Okay.
Teardrop Island.
Not
Okay.
Whore Island.
Well, is there any other leads we can check out before we go there? Because it's only midday. I don't want to be seen going there.
Other needs.
I want tea. I'm going to go get tea.
All right, we can always take a lunch break at
Yeah.
the governor's place. See if
I'm going to take tea. I'm going to get some tea.
Go take tea at the governor's place?
Yeah.
Sure. Is there, do you want to like narrate through that scene or you just want to like, time compression through that?
Maybe we can narrate a little
Let's
bit.
play the scene.
We can do that. Let's play scene. So we'll go back to the governor's place, and the first servant I see is like, could you like get me whoever makes tea because I want some tea.
Tea is a thing that guests get offered. You've probably actually had tea the previous times you've visited
Yeah.
the governor. We just haven't discussed
Okay,
it.
well I'll just
Um,
ask like the first servant, say like, could I get some tea? Just like as soon as I come in, like that's my goal.
Governor?
Yeah, certainly the governor.
Full gang's there, I imagine.
For sure. No, she has business to do throughout the day, but it's lunchtime for her too, right? So
Okay.
she makes time for you. She also has a conversation with you and says that, like Hitomi mentioned, that you were looking for a tutor. I think I could probably provide somebody.
Oh, excellent. Is there any chance I can meet the tutor?
Uh,
I imagine anyone that the governor
Actually,
provides would be reputable, but
well, she actually brings in her daughter, Shoshiro Kimi.
Oh, dude!
wait.
Wow. I want to tell the governor she's like the most gracious host. She's the best.
Where's let me find her. Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So I meet Shoshiro Kimi.
So does that mean
Yeah.
that she's gonna be learning stuff at the governor's palace every day, or is the daughter gonna be coming to the magistrate?
Kimi will go to the magistrate residence and visit.
Okay, so we'll invite her down for tea and we'll talk for a little bit, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
I want to
What's she like?
She's very formal, but she's
very plain Jane.
She's,
Right,
yeah,
I
I
like
was
her.
gonna say, she seems way too cut and dried.
That's
In
my
my
kind of
opinion,
person.
like way too cut and dried.
I tell you that this will be a fine tutor for young Hitomi.
Okay.
she's definitely like a very proper young lady.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
impressed with
How
her.
old? Do we have any idea how old she'd be? Like, is she like?
She's in her 20s.
Okay, so like,
Well,
because young in these times is very relative. Because
It
like a
is,
young
for
lady
sure.
could be 13.
You would know from the dossier that she had been engaged to a young unicorn gentleman who passed away. You may not know from that. I don't recall whether it's in that, but they've recently announced the engagement to the brother of the gentleman who passed away. So they are trying to like link the
Still-
two families
still
for
trying to-
political reasons.
Okay.
have you two finished talking to Kimmy?
Well, I assume
You
we're
can-
just all having
yeah,
a casual
we're
conversation
just
together.
having tea. We're just sitting down having tea.
Okay, well, I'm going to very, very blatantly and not rudely but sternly confront her about the events that happened on the night of the party. If she is aware of what happened, and if she knows of any anything that could help us in explaining why it happened.
Does he have like any points in etiquette?
I believe
I
there's
have
one.
3.
3, there you go.
Damn.
Maybe
Try using some of those.
Yeah, let's roll some etiquette awareness, not
Yeah,
to make an ass of yourself.
That's like
Etiquette and awareness.
super. Like I get your character's like brash and offensive, but like you gotta
let's
make
go
sure you
for,
don't land yourself in hot water here.
Let's go for 20 to make that sound reasonably okay.
Yeah, because that was garbage.
I need one more die. Also,
Actually, just give him another die. I've given it like 5 times.
There, keep it green.
also, in this situation,
Mhm.
I don't know if I'll use it, but would a void point be usable?
Yep, 100%.
I'll use one then.
Okay, so
one.
give him another die.
Actually, wait here. Take a look. Give me the green one.
Hey, I don't think the gray better anyways. So I'm shooting for 20, correct?
You're shooting for 20,
All right.
You passed.
and you'll get to keep 4.
Or did you?
6, 12, 21.
Okay.
Ho, ho, ho.
All right, so she will express that she has no knowledge of what went on. She heard about it and is, horrified. But they have not had any history of spirits in their house, and the name mentioned, Nico, was not one that she is like. It's a relatively common name, but she doesn't mean anything to her specifically. That night, she was actually over at the Unicorn Holdings in town at that party
Okay.
with her, new
Okay.
fiance.
Yeah. I want to ask her if she actually has any real interest to tutor Hitomi, because I don't want her getting stuck with her if she doesn't want to do it.
She'd be like, it's an honor.
Yeah, as she absolutely says, it would be my honor to do so. To use the things I have learned.
Okay, and I kind of give
assist her
Hitomi, I get a look at Hitomi, and just she seems pleased. She seems pleased with the idea.
Mhm.
Okay. I enjoy my tea.
Is it evening now?
Yeah, it's evening now.
Alright.
You can go to Whore Island.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Away we go.
Alright. We say
Now-
goodbye to him.
What I wanted to say before, but we decided not to go, was I feel you or Taku should go to the House of Stories, while Yasuki and I should go to the other one. House of Stars, was it?
As of the Morning Star.
House of the Morning Star.
What was the House of the Morning Star again?
I didn't read up on that one.
Is that-
It was the one that wasn't run by the foreign unicorn lady.
Mm-hmm. It's run by their patron is Scorpion.
What number is
So I
that?
imagine the
49?
unicorn lady is not anybody of like stature.
She's you mean like the patron of you don't necessarily know who the specific person is. Magda, who runs the house, she's a Gaijin. So specifically, she has a document that needs to be signed by an Emerald Magistrate to say she's allowed to stay here. If it expires, she could be just killed.
And of course, this was just like an idea off the top of my head. We can go in different. We can all three of us can go to one place if we want.
Yeah, no, of course. So Magda was in charge of the House of Stories, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Which was the whorehouse?
It is the House of Foreign Stories. It is an entertainment establishment. It's known primarily for its storyteller, Magda. However, also has various geishas working there that will entertain patrons in a number of ways. You can also get food and alcohol there. It is similar to a, not exactly a tavern, but kind of the same idea.
Okay.
And then there's private rooms that people get for, either private musical performances or something more intimate.
So
It's a variety of things.
Okay.
I just want to express my character as I'm not happy about how this day's going. I've been to like 3 disgusting places already.
Okay. Because I'm reading.
I'm looking forward to seeing the culture of the place.
I'm reading up the House of the Morning Star, and that's more Otaku's kind of scene.
What is it?
It's very proper, and it's a tea house. Basically.
Is there also
I'll go tea house.
entertainment there?
Yes.
Of the
But-
more intimate
There is?
kind.
Yes,
Yeah, I don't want to go there either.
but that is not necessarily like they don't have the same sort of like sexual hang-ups that Western cultures do. So it's not. It's not like it's still somewhat not okay, but it's not. It's a thing. It's
Yeah.
it's not super shameful to go there, especially not on official business.
It says in the dossier, the House of the Morning Star can be seen as the polar opposite of the House of Foreign Stories.
Right.
It is super. The Scorpion in general are like super traditionalist. Like they are very proper, like samurai and stuff in a certain sense. They're just a bit into the skullduggery.
Damn, I wanna go to tea house.
The Morning
You
Star.
go-
The
I'll go
morning.
to either one.
The Morning Star is also run by two women named Jewel and Precious. So what does that tell you?
All right, I'm going to the tea house. That's where I'm going.
All
I
right.
think I'll go to the other one actually.
You go to the House of Foreign Stories.
Foreign story sounds like you're kind of up your alley, but it's your call.
Yeah, I'll go to Foreign Stories.
All right, cool. I got tea house on my own.
All right. Who?
I'll let you guys do your thing
All right.
first.
So first off,
Okay.
in order to travel there, you're going to need to
The
get a
docks.
boat,
Oh.
which is not a problem.
Is it that guy again that I talked to? Is he?
Sure, we'll say it's him again.
I don't
Uh,
remember.
it is a there's a small fee to use the ferry, but it's negligible amount for samurai.
Okay, cool.
There is only one dock on Teardrop Island, and it takes you into an establishment called Swords Polished, which is run by the Ronin Gate. He also has an entry in the dossier.
Oh yeah, he wants us to leave our weapons there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So generally speaking, the only way to enter this place is through this shop where you leave your swords to be polished, so that you do not have them on you while you're on the island.
It's a front of like getting them polished, but really it's just so like
Yes.
if you're super rowdy and drunk.
I will also mention that swords polished is absolutely a euphemism for sex.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to the Teardrop Island to get my swords polished also means going there for sex.
Well, this is a world that my character had no idea about that, so that's
Yeah, it
over
would
my head.
absolutely could go over your head.
Yeah,
It's not a
going
problem.
to.
Gate himself seems like he's a Ronin. He's a very stoic individual, and he treats your weapons with absolute respect.
I say it's probably the only decent establishment on this damn island. That's what I'm gonna say.
And then I make a snide remark about how the name is Swords Polished.
He hopes that you enjoy your stay, and he says that don't judge them too harshly.
Okay, so I'll let you guys take the lead. You guys can go to the house thing, and we'll come back to me after.
Well, my character doesn't want to be here that much, so I'm just gonna follow behind and I'll interject when I need to. So Nick,
Okay.
you take this one away.
Nicky Poo, you're
You got the
leading.
spotlight on this one.
So are we in the House of Foreign
We're
Stories?
going
Yeah,
there now.
it's there. The House of Foreign Stories and the House of the Morning Star are the two largest buildings on the island. They're easy to find.
Okay.
If you were looking for a more obscure location, it might be more difficult because it is kind of like, the side alleys were not built on a grid. It's pretty hard to find like one of the smaller establishments.
Okay. Well, I'm not waiting up for the other two, so I immediately head to the
Well,
house.
he's going with
Yeah,
you.
I'm going with you.
I know, but still,
Uh,
I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that, as you notice as you walk along, is the place is just like immaculately, like the groundskeeping is amazing. Like there's, beautiful flowers and stuff everywhere. It's really made to be, pleasing experience.
Okay. So, I'd say once we get to the House of Foreign Stories, I immediately ask for the owner, Magda.
Okay, it's
I'm also gonna flash our badge so they don't just be like, okay. So I want them to know that we're with the Emerald Magistrate.
cool.
I have to remember to do that.
Yeah, because if you're like, yo, where's the owner? I don't know.
So without much ado, she comes out to speak with you. You can tell she's nervous.
Okay. Would you like to speak to her first, or should I?
No, please go ahead.
All right. Well, first, obviously, we bring up the Emerald Magistrate and ask how common of a customer he was before he died.
Well, she says that it's not normally acceptable to discuss such things.
Okay. If not, then how about I suggest we go to a more private room in her building to speak of such matters.
She says, she's basically, you know, she goes like, okay. and motions towards like the back of the building. And
Can I go?
Right, I'll follow behind you.
Yeah, tell me if I'm doing anything wrong, because
You're not.
No,
There's,
you're
you
fine.
can't. The only thing you can do wrong is blatantly. Don't be Kennedy.
don't
oh
worry.
wait,
about it.
that's right. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Say you are traversing some sort of social taboo that you are unaware of, I will let you know.
Okay.
I'm not going to just make you, you know,
Walk yourself
walk into it.
Yeah.
I'll make sure you understand what it is
You're doing
you're
fine.
doing.
Yeah, just
Now-
this is like,
Now let's say
Don't break
you do
social
something
norms.
like you say something which reveals information that someone didn't know. The fact that they now know something they didn't before, I won't necessarily tell you.
Okay, yeah.
But that's a different thing. Okay, so she says that he was a patron here from time to time. She doesn't know what she can tell you that would be
I'll ask
useful,
her.
though.
While he was in here, was there anybody that she noticed he may have offended, or any common escort he was
Lovers.
fond of?
called geisha.
Geisha?
Geisha, that's what they're called.
Was it like Japanese hooker?
Well,
I mean, if you want
it
to be
is
rude, if you
a
want to be
female entertainer that aren't necessarily involved in sex, but
Okay.
could be. Joel, can you move those dice closer just so I can be able to have stuff to roll? All right, can I get you to roll a investigation awareness roll?
Investigation and awareness.
And this is
6.
going to be against her sincerity.
Zeros or tens, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and can be
You can
rerolled.
roll it as well. You can like double up.
You don't have a. Do you? Oh. So remember, you remove. What's your awareness at, Nick?
My awareness
Yeah.
is at 3.
Okay,
So I got to go for the 3 highest ones, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you get to re-roll or add. You get to add one. Because
So-
of the 10.
The 10, you roll another die in, and you add that to the 10 that count as a single die.
So keep that 5. No.
No. So 10, 8, 3 4s, and 5. So I want to keep the 5.
You want to keep the 10.
and 8.
So you
All
wanna
right, so
re-roll one of
then
those.
you
And then you re-roll
roll a
one.
die, and then that gets added to the 10.
Okay. 2,
Well,
12,
or something.
So what's your total?
12,
25.
12. Yep.
25? Yeah. All right. So she tells you that this wasn't the only establishment that he frequented, and that he did various things while he was here. She had spent time with him as well as other people here. In terms of like a favorite girl, she doesn't have anything for you in those regards.
Okay.
But he definitely spent a fair amount of time on the island. She also had to deal with him in terms of signing her paperwork to be able to remain in Rokugan, which is something that she brings up she will need to see you about as well,
Okay.
as you are new Emerald Magistrates.
All right.
Okay. She had mentioned other places he went while he was here.
I mean, yes, though obviously she didn't go to
She
those
doesn't
places
go
with
with
him. Like
Yeah.
she will say, like, I assume he went to the place across the street as well.
Yeah.
And if he went to some smaller establishments, I don't know what they are.
Could
What?
I like cut a deal? Like I'll sign her papers if she tells her like I should keep their ears open for anything that we might want to know.
Well, are you implying that you would not if she does not?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna sign your papers, but
Like
Tell
you'll
you-
do it right here and now if she
Yeah.
says this?
Yeah.
She says sure. She was also hoping to get documents of travel at some point. If that can be discussed.
Meaning that she's allowed to travel around, like, outside the city?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can be discussed. Can be discussed.
Because she's a traveler at heart. That's why she's even here in the first place. So she would like to be able to sort of explore.
Okay, well, I tell her she's been courteous to us, so yeah, I'll sign that as well.
Okay.
Joel, we want to be on people's good sides here.
Well,
we can't play the game a little bit.
Listen. She has an eye on the underbelly of the city right now. If we are on her good side, and I ask her.
Yeah, you didn't have to like be like, no, fuck you, you're not getting the paper signed. You could just be like, we'll get there. Yeah, you could have played the game. I know, that's fine. You made a bad decision. It's fine. There'll be more.
All right.
Space
So
Van Damme.
one last thing that I want to ask her is that while she was with the magistrate, or whenever she was with him, did she ever hear him speak of anything strange, like enemies he might have, or anything that is very obviously out of place?
She is not aware of the entire sort of political machinations of the city or of Rokugan. Those are all foreign concepts to her. So he may have mentioned something. It's just she may not have the context to know what would be important.
Okay.
So like she says, like she'll mention like the ninjas and Fade and things as being areas of concern. But she wasn't trying to get information out of him. So
Okay.
She's a unicorn as well, right?
she is not a unicorn. She is from outside of Rokugan.
Which one's the unicorn?
So her patron is a unicorn.
Oh, okay.
So this is a unicorn establishment, though she herself is like a Westerner, if you will. She's blonde, blue-eyed. She's not from
she's Narian.
she's not from pseudo Japan, which is very rare.
To see a foreigner in Rokugan?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I am...
More so that they're not like Asian at all.
Oh, okay. Well, I am...
She would be like extremely tall from your perspective, and like she's not a warrior by any means, but she's big.
Okay. Well, I'm upset that this journey has offered nothing.
Little.
So I leave the house.
I
of
disagree.
Foreign
I think we
Stories.
made an ally here, which is important.
I think we made a very mediocre ally.
Hey, don't ally.
She she does make an invitation to stay and have some of her exotic teas with her.
Is there opium in them?
No.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate the offer, but we're busy. We still have a lot to do before the evening ends, so we might be on our way. At least that's what I'm saying.
So yeah, I say we leave the House of Foreign Stories and we head over to the House of the Morning Star to see if Yasuki is heralded anything more than us.
Okay,
All right,
so we'll cut over to
Suki
me
Ryu.
now.
What are you up to?
Okay, so I'm going to enter the establishment of what was it called again? The
House of the Morning Star.
House of the Morning Star. Okay.
All right.
So it's run by Precious and Jewel.
Well, it is run by Jewel. Precious is one of their more popular geishas.
Oh, okay.
Jewel is the one who runs it, however. So when you walk in through the door, there's sort of like a little dais with Jewel sitting on it. Who she welcomes people as they come in. She's like one of those little paper fans that she looks at you, and she has like a very like pleasant voice as she's like greeting each samurai as they come in. She like snaps her fan shut, and her voice like immediately takes on like a really harsh tone, and she looks at you and she says, "I've paid my taxes."
I'm actually going to laugh. Like she says it like I'm not here for anything like that.
She brightens up a little bit.
Okay. I asked her if I could have a place to sit and have some tea, and if she'd be willing to join me for a spell.
She says, "Of course."
Cool.
And arranges such. Even though it's extremely like Like everyone is super quiet in here, and it's very much like a proper drink your tea in silence and
Oh, okay.
sort of aesthetic.
Maybe you get one more and like get a seat like more in the back corner of a room.
You can have a private room. That's fine.
Okay, private room, sure.
There's tons of them. They're designed so that they the doors can be open to create a big open space, or they can be closed off. So they can,
Okay.
It's sort of modular.
Okay, get a little private room. As she comes in, we get settled in and drinking our tea. I want to ask her about the previous magistrate and his potential exploits. Here. See if she knows anything about that.
She says that she met him. On occasion, she had to deal with him for taxation, and he was a somewhat uncommon guest, but he did come here every now and then. She says he was much more inclined to visit that other establishment.
Okay. What else could I ask? What was the bodyguard's name again? Like the
one who was killed?
Yeah.
True Word.
True Word. Did True Word frequent this place at all?
He did before he was hired by Ashitaka Naratogi.
Okay.
Because he was a Ronin in the city before that.
Did
he was also a Shugenja.
Was there anything like? Does she know anything else about him more than that? Like anything worth noteworthy? I guess
he was always really quiet. His name was actually kind of a pun on that. True Word. He didn't speak very much.
Okay.
But so honestly, she cannot tell you much about him, other than he generally did not cause offense.
She is the owner.
No, she's like. Isn't there two of them? Precious as well.
He is talking to Jewel though.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk Precious then.
Yeah.
Precious is like their best girl.
Best
Okay.
girl. Yeah, okay.
Well then, then that's what I'll do next. I'll ask about if I might see Precious as well. She might join us for some tea.
Sure. She'll invite her in.
Excellent.
Speak with her.
Yeah. Give my greetings and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I ask her the same questions essentially. Like I first ask her about the magistrate, if what she knew of him, if she ever had any dealings with him in the few visits he did have here.
In the few visits that he did have, she was the one who dealt with them.
Okay.
She can tell you that he seemed like ambitious and that he wanted to make a name for himself in the city, and he was very concerned with solving the problems of the day.
Okay. And what about True Word? Did she ever entertain or have any? No, never had anything. I didn't figure, just considering what I know.
She
of his
is
nature.
normally reserved for
Yeah.
the highest profile.
Okay. Now I get it. Another question I want to ask them is if the name Nico means anything to either of them. No, just a shot in the dark.
I mean, they've definitely met people with that name before.
Okay.
But like
Anyone of higher status, like samurai, anything that.
no one that jumps out.
No one noteworthy. Okay.
All right.
That's all I got.
So you guys left the House of Foreign Stories together and walk over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll meet up.
Cool.
Alright, so we didn't find a lot out here.
No.
I think we could. I think it's getting late. We could always call it.
But
And
didn't
go pick up Hitomi.
weren't we told by Magda that he frequented other establishments that weren't just these two? Or did she, when
Yeah,
she
but
said
I
other
think what she
establishments,
said
did she just
She
mean-
said that she couldn't tell you what they were.
Yeah. But she said she
Yeah, you may
imagined
have.
it would be the one across the street or whatever.
Another question I did want to ask them. Can they give me the names of any other like noteworthy establishments aside from them and the House of Foreign Stories?
She tells you quite blankly that hers is the only one worth mentioning, and that eyesore across the street just draws attention away from there.
Yeah.
And then anything else is
Helpful,
is
no?
beneath your notice.
That's not answering the question.
It is. It is answering the question. It's
Well,
just
in a
not.
very roundabout way.
Yes, but that's the answer I was given. If I press her, it could just lead to negative consequences. So I'll just leave it at that.
She's answering from her perspective.
Yeah, she's a business owner. Why would she give other businesses, my
Chance to be
patronage?
investigated for murder.
Hey, that's not how
Oh
it
darn
works.
them.
Look how old this woman is. Have you ever met an old Chinese lady? Or Japanese lady, whatever?
I
Actually, I
have
don't know
not
if I
met
have.
many Asian people in my
Okay,
life.
well, I have no my placeholder.
All right, so you're gonna make your way back home,
Yeah.
or to go pick up Hitomi?
Hitomi
Yeah.
/ go home.
Go pick up Hitomi and head in for the night.
All right. So
Do we need to deal with Gate again?
you will on the way out, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So a peasant runs up to Taku Ichika and says that he has a message for you.
Okay. Speak.
Well, he has a little scroll,
Oh, okay.
and he says it is for you alone.
Okay.
And
I take it and then just
he'll,
continue.
he'll run off.
I'll read it.
It is from Magda, and it asks if you would return and meet her alone.
Okay.
What?
Um.
Fine.
Well, I'm honest with you guys because you guys are my associates. I'll be like, it seems Magda wants to speak with me privately, so I'll meet you guys back at the magistrate home.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I'll
Please
get
give
my house.
Hitomi my hellos and good nights.
Okay. Well, sure.
Alright,
Stop
so
doing that. Squeak.
so then Yasuki and I are headed back to the governor's establishment.
Mhm.
And if that means we need to cross Gate again,
You do in order to get your weapons back.
yes. I may have missed this part when I was reading through this, but is he like the ferryman basically?
No,
Who gets
No,
to and from?
he runs the shop where the swords are kept. It is between the dock and
It's like a
you
threshold.
have to pass through it in order to get onto the island from the dock, and is set up that way so that you can't take your weapons onto the island.
Okay.
But he doesn't literally run the ferries; those are done by peasants.
Okay. Do you think he might know something about
Probably he literally sees everyone that
Worth
passes.
asking.
exactly?
He does.
Okay, well then you can go ahead and ask him.
I think I'm gonna.
Do it.
Well, first question I asked him is how often he saw the magistrate come and go from this place.
He says with, relatively often, but not necessarily more than other nobles in the city.
Did he ever see the magistrate with anyone other than his Ronin?
He would occasionally come with some of the various dignitaries in the city as soon as he was politicking with them, like some of the scorpions and unicorns.
The magistrate, was he going to the island or coming
No,
from the island?
Are you there, or are you going to visit Magna?
No, I'm going. I'm just asking outside
Oh.
of
Sorry, what was your question?
when the magistrate,
Yeah.
when he was murdered, was he coming to the island or was he?
He was leaving.
He was leaving the island.
Yeah.
And is the other side of the river, is it visible to people on the island?
At night, not really, because there's no light over there.
Oh, okay.
But even if there was, he was on the other side of the city wall, like through the gate.
Okay, that's right. All right. Well, the night of the murder, did he see any strange-looking folk come through while following the magistrate as he left?
No, he doesn't believe that anyone. There are people who obscure their identities here all the time, but
Okay.
nothing of particular note. Nothing different than any other night.
There was no influx of traffic, like people coming and going. There was not like
It was just a normal night.
okay.
Is like he would have, you knew of nothing that happened till the next day, honestly.
All right. So I say we grab our weapons and head to the governor's establishment.
Yasuki Ryo in particular, since you're a warrior, you notice that like your weapons have actually been polished and like quite professionally done.
Okay. Well, and then as we're leaving, I say like I appreciate it. Like, thank you.
On your
He gives you a small bow.
I bow back.
Okay.
I'm going to see Magda.
Okay.
Enter.
When you come back, you're led through to a room where she is waiting for you, and she is like pacing back and forth and seems agitated. And she says that I felt bad because you gave me everything that I wanted, and I was not.
I'm eating crow.
I was not forthcoming with you. The magistrate and I were more than the occasional associate. We
Please
had a
explain.
personal relationship of an intimate nature. And he left something here which might be useful to you. And I hope that it would help you solve his murder.
What is? Well, it's also making friends is beneficial, isn't it, Joel?
Friends are
Is
gay.
The journal
my face
of
in?
Ashitaka no Haratoki.
Ace detective. God damn. Okay. Well.
Ace Detective. You want some? Here you go.
Anyways, yeah. Okay. So I'd say, well, thank you for this. I appreciate your honesty and.
I
Yeah.
don't.
She says, and if you don't mind, now that I've given you this, there is some potential that my life will be in danger. So since you've given me the documents I need, I'll be leaving the city.
Okay, that's understood. Yeah. Okay.
She says, good luck. We will not see each other again.
Okay. Well, thank you much for this.
Mhm.
Very appreciated, and I'll be on my way. Good luck to you.
So is there anything else you want to accomplish while picking up your daughter?
What time of night is it? Like
Now
like,
it's pretty late.
Like
it's-
okay,
Should probably
Yeah.
sleep.
She's probably asleep.
okay. So we'll bring her home. I'm not gonna go to bed right away. I'm gonna have more tea.
Thank the governor. Jesus Louise, you just spent the whole
Yeah.
night.
Well, I figured I figured that was implied, but yes, of course.
But
All hospitalities and like formalities.
When you go, obviously, Hitomi isn't out waiting for you, but
Mhm.
you're taken into like a little lounge room where she's collapsed on a pile of pillows.
Toys surrounding.
I do specifically thank what was her name, Kimmy?
Mhm.
Kimmy for
Good daughter.
looking after her.
Says it was her honor and her pleasure.
so
I don't doubt it.
I see no reason to follow him to pick up his daughter. So I feed him a line that I'm heading back to the magistrate's residence. When really I decide to head to the slums, where I might find something to feed my addiction. And
Sure.
but I put on the mask that he gave me
Oh,
first.
Okay. Sure. So you
Just
have
remember that it is a scorpion like mask.
Yeah, everyone in the city wears masks.
It's okay, so it doesn't matter like the
It's just that people will recognize the same mask again.
okay.
So
Trash it later.
you have lore underworld. So let us get a perception and lore underworld.
Lore Underworld is 2, Perception is 3.
So roll 5, keep 3. And you're looking for 15.
9, 7,
Well, that's already more than 15.
Yeah.
4.
Okay, so it's it's relatively available in the city, and you are able to negotiate and acquire some. Now, you could probably get more than just a day's supply if you want.
I would like to get. Is this will cost?
You're finding like a dealer of some sort, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll get a week's worth.
Okay.
If actually I wanna find out the price of it first
So,
before I decide.
How about we say a week's worth is equal to a koku, which is
Is that
How much koku do you have?
4?
You have 4? Okay,
Yeah.
so you're down to 3.
Yep. You were also talking about liquid void, which is the like
Yeah,
premium.
the purest.
Yeah.
Okay. A week's worth for one.
Well, you get a week's worth, and then
Here's
you don't
one
have to worry
thing-
about buying it again
Yeah.
for a week.
Yeah. Okay. I'll buy a week's
I
worth
don't
for
even
one.
understand what the
koku.
debate was.
So that's
Drugs now, or have to find more drugs later?
and then deal with finding another mask as well.
I'm saying.
So I put Coco down to 3, correct?
Yep.
Alright.
All right.
Part of the
now-
reason why I gave you a mask in the first place, though, was not only to like, were the Emerald Magistrates trying to like save our honors, also because I don't want it to cause friction between the two of you, should ever like, especially while he's staying out, like just if something ever happened.
So you might
She-
consider acquiring one of the basket hats at some point, because the difference between that and a mask is masks are typically highly personalized. So like somebody might, especially because they're scorpion, they know to recognize individual masks. But the basket hats all pretty much look the same. So it helps obscure your identity better than a mask would.
Okay. I'll certainly invest in one of those when I have the chance.
They are,
But-
they are sold like everywhere. So
Would they be sold where I am right now?
pretty close, yeah. So
To say that you buy one is not without like not.
yeah,
outrageous.
it was they're worth pennies. So it's
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, I'll buy one before I head back to the magistrate house.
Okay. Keegan, is there anything else you want to accomplish before heading home?
No.
Right. Then I think we can take our second break.